something went down, and we definitely need to talk about this. And I'm talking about Gary Coleman. Yeah. Now, a lot of y'all are going to be like, what are you talking about, Pascal? We got to talk about this. Now, I don't know if you remember Gary Coleman or even know about Gary Coleman, but Gary Coleman was on, child star, definitely was thrown into the Hollywood machine at a very, very young age. Okay. He was on a hit sitcom in the early 80s and all that. Okay. And something has popped off that is just very strange to me that I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about recently. And this happened yesterday. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about it. And I'm sitting here going, now I think this dude was murked. Yeah. I truly, truly believe in my heart of hearts that this guy was murked. The reason why I say this is because, okay, I got so many questions about this. I got so many questions. Like, why? You know what I mean? We're going to talk about it here in a second. Okay. But here it is. Gary Coleman's ex-wife, Shannon Price, she did a lie detector test. And the questions that were asked were specifically about the demise of Gary Coleman. And allegedly, she failed. She failed the lie detector test. Now, this is bad, okay? This is very, very bad. I got to pull up the video, but we're going to get into that in a second. I don't have the video up here. I got to pull it up here in a second. But anyway, this is bad. So there's a 2-hour premiere of Lie Detector, Truth or Deception. It airs in tomorrow, okay? And there's a little bit of a teaser that we're going to look at here in a second. And again, I'm telling you right now, this is so bad. This is so bad. Okay, so just a few highlights here. So Shannon Price, who, by the way, a lot of people have been side-eyeing her as the possible person that took the life or is the cause of Gary Coleman's demise. Let me just say that, all right? So she took a lie detector test on a new A&E docu-series called Lie Detector, Truth or Deception, okay? So this magazine or this news article has exclusive details about the results of the exam after Price was asked about her involvement in Coleman's sudden demise in 2010. So it's been 15 years, guys, okay? And of course, the premiere comes out tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on A&E. Now, here's the thing. His ex-wife, Shannon Price, has been putting her name on the line, okay? She is putting her name on the line. After 15 years of speculation about Price's involvement in the late actor's sudden demise, she continues to maintain her innocence. Now people, the magazine, the article we're reading here, can exclusively reveal the shocking details of a voluntary lie detector test that she took on the upcoming series on A&E called Lie Detector, Truth or Deception. She says, it says, I literally my whole life have had the odds working against me. She said this in this 2-hour premiere. And so I'm really hoping for a good outcome. Not everyone is perfect at taking a polygraph test, but I have a glimmer of hope that this will work out in my favor and people will be like, okay, you know what? She's just a normal girl that had an unfortunate situation happen. Okay. So the Different Strokes star, Gary Coleman, okay, that was the hit show that he was on, all right? And Price got married in August 2007, but then they divorced following the following year, although they continued living together. So they still lived together, but they were divorced. Crazy. How does that happen? Living with your ex would be insane. But moving on. In May of 2010, he suffered an intracranial hemorrhage after falling in their Utah home. Okay? Price claimed that she found Coleman in a pool of his own blood after the fall. His demise was ruled accidental, and Price was never charged with a crime. But the people out here, the streets, have been talking and for years, and they've all speculated that maybe she gave him a little push over on the stairs, having him fall down stairs, right? Because they're like, there's no way Gary Coleman just went away like this. There's no way, right? In a recording of her 911 call reporting the incident, Price can be heard refusing to listen to the operator's instructions to help her former husband. 2 days after being placed in a medically induced coma, Price removed Coleman from life support, which also gave a lot of people this sound. Crazy, right? So people are sitting here going, wait a second, why would you pull the plug, right? Why would you pull the plug? And apparently she did. Now, I want you guys to consume this look, okay? Of course, Gary Coleman is, to the right. And of course, you got Shannon Price to the left. Take a good look at what Shannon Price looks like right here. Now, I know 15 years, but I just want you to see this is what she looks like now or then before his demise. Just remember that, okay? Keep that in your brains. I'm going to even blow this up. Take a good look at her right now, okay? Take a good freaking look. All right? Moving on. Prince Price, admitted that she was, quote unquote, a little nervous to hear the results of the polygraph exam. So, you pushed me a little bit yesterday, she told the examiner, which is a former FBI agent, George Olivo, of his questioning. It was so stressful. I'm not going to lie. This really put into perspective like, hey, Shannon, this is you. This is your character. So this FBI agent, Olivo, acknowledging that he had, quote unquote, to real Price and to make sure she was taking the exam seriously, then laid out the several steps he went through to determine the final results. First evaluating them himself, then running the data through a computer system, and finally getting a second reading from a fellow retired FBI agent, okay? FBI examiner. All three independent results are the same, he said. All three of them are the same. Let me just repeat that again, emphasizing his confidence in their validity. This is her now. Don't worry, I'm going to blow that up. That's her now, 15 whole years later. Don't worry, we're going to see some video of her here in a second. I'm telling you right now, this is her 15 years ago. And this is her now after the demise of Gary Coleman. And yes, Gary Coleman most definitely had health issues for sure. But the way he was found is questionable. Okay. And a lot of people are wondering, does this woman right here have something to do with his demise? Just so you know. And the only reason why I'm talking about this, her physical transformation in a way, because it seems like she is kind of holding something. And I'm not even talking about the results of this lie detector test yet. I'm just saying, seeing what she looks like right now, to me, it feels like she's holding something. She's harboring something that maybe she has not had the guts to say out loud because she's worried about it getting her into trouble. That's what I truly think. Okay. That's what I truly, truly think. But let's continue on. And, holding that kind of guilt can definitely aid you, can definitely do some damage on your body. But moving on. So Olivo, this FBI examiner, okay, posed three specific questions to Price. But only one of her answers showed a definitive finding. So the first question Olivo asked Price was if she ever struck Coleman during their relationship. She answered no, but the findings were inconclusive. I'm not going to say that you passed that test because you didn't, Olivo said. She said, I would never hurt him in the manner or in that manner or that sense because his life was so fragile, she replied, referring to the congenial kidney defect that he was actually born with. Okay. Daily life was a struggle for him, and I would never want to hurt him. The next question addressed whether Price initially or intentionally withheld proper aid from Coleman in the aftermath of his fall. She denied the allegation, and those results, once again, were inconclusive. That statistically raises a little bit of an eyebrow, Olivo said. Then again, you're the same person sitting there who's still nervous and who's still a bit distracted. But here's the way I look at it. This question having but here's the way I look at it. This question having to do with you doing everything that you could possibly do for Gary when he fell, when you called 911, is an issue that you've had in your mind for 14 years. And it's still not resolved in your mind. Price then confessed, as far as rendering aid, I could have helped him a little bit more. Have mercy. Now remember, in the 911 call, apparently, what did they say in the beginning? What did they say? Just a quick reminder. 911 call reported the incident. She called, right? But she refused to listen to the operator's instructions. So she refused to render aid to the dude in the proper way. She just let him go bye-bye, slip away. They're like, oh, do this, this, then this. And she was not doing it, y'all. She was refusing to listen to the operator's instructions. Now she is saying, finally, after being caught in a lie detector test, saying that she did not render aid the proper way, now she's saying, oh, I could have helped him a little bit more. Yeah, I guess I could have helped him a little bit more. Yeah. Forget the 911 operator. You were there. Little bit of tough love now. You're not the victim here. He's the victim. The last question Olivo posed directly, okay, so directly asked Price if she physically caused Coleman's fall. While she insisted that she did not, the lie detector test found that deception indicated you failed the exam regarding Gary's fall, Olivo stated. There are two things I know for sure, Shannon. One, you were not completely honest with me yesterday during this polygraph section. And two, the other thing I know that's 100% certain is that there is more to this story that hasn't been told. The body never lies. The body always tells the truth. And your body on that lie detector test spoke loud and clear. There's something that caused you to fail this test. Yo, crazy. All right? To me, bad. Price stated that she was, quote unquote, not surprised by the results because the examiner was relying on, quote unquote, a machine. Come on, y'all. Let's be real, okay? Sorry, no. Here's the thing. Let me just say this really quick. Why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh, why would you say, yeah, let me do a lie detector test? Why would you agree to go onto a national television show to do a lie detector test revolving around something that everyone is side-eyeing you like a mug? A case that people still believe that his life was taken. That it wasn't like just some natural cause and then he just passed out on the stairs and then fell down the stairs. People truly believe that she got mad and shoved him. Man, there have been documentaries after documentaries of this particular case. People truly believe that Gary Coleman's life was taken against his will, that he was straight murdered, and that she is the reason why he is gone. And what's crazy is that she goes on to a national show and says, yep, I will do the lie detector test. And she does it and she fails. Please, somebody, make that make sense. Okay? Now we got to go into the video. So we're going to look at that too. We got to take a look at the video itself. This is insane, y'all. And this is going to be out tomorrow. But you fail the lie detector test? Man. All right. Let's take a look.
These are the results on the critical questions.
Correct. The exam had to do with Gary's fatal fall.
Okay.
I asked.
You mean to tell me she looks like she's aged like fine wine? To me, it doesn't look like that to me at all. It looks like she aged like milk. But that's just me. I think that I truly still believe that she's harboring some information about his demise. And we're now finally seeing some information about that right now. And I really think that harboring is like a poison in her body and it's causing, she ain't aging well. That's all I'm trying to say. She ain't aging well. She aging like milk. I said it. I don't give a. This is not. I'm sorry, y'all. You could look, Mang. Come on, y'all. You can't tell me that you're looking at this woman's reaction in her failing a lie detector test. She failed it, y'all. Okay? She failed it. And this is her reaction. That's her reaction. Come on, y'all. That's her reaction. That's false. Sorry. Nah, bruh. Nah. She got caught. They need to reopen this investigation. Toot sweet. Thank you. Thank you. So when you see something like that, yes, Wanda, okay, you lied. You lied, mother lover. Doesn't matter how many ways you look at it. Doesn't matter how many ways you fry this egg. You lied. Okay? You fried. You done. It's a wrap. Reopen the investigation, please, and thank you. As soon as possible. Okay? Because this is not good. The fact that she went, but see, this is the thing. It's like, why would you say I'm down to do a lie detector test, only to be found out that you lied on the lie detector test? You see what I'm saying? Unless they said, we'll pay you to do this lie detector test. This is bad. Remember, there's been true Hollywood story type of documentaries revolving around Gary Coleman's passing. Okay, there's been plenty of documentaries online, YouTube videos going, what happened to Gary Coleman? You know what I mean? He was the life of the party. Such a fantastic actor, a household name, and then suddenly he passes away mysteriously. Who did this? There's all that, right? Plenty of documentaries revolving around this. And everyone's looking at her, at Miss Price. And what does she do? Oh, yeah, let me do a lie detector test on national television. Really? And now it comes out that you lied on the lie detector test. Seems a little bit weird. And again, it just makes you wonder, why? Okay, here's the thing. If he fell and then she randomly found him, just eventually came up, finding him on the floor, covered in blood and all that stuff. There's still a possibility that she just sat there and just let him kind of fade away slowly but surely. There's still that possibility too. Maybe she didn't push him. Maybe he did pass away from natural causes, right? And then he fell, and then that's, what happened there too. But she could have sat down and just let him fade away and then eventually called the 911, right? So again, that's something that's very interesting. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the 911 call. Somebody just said, look up the 911 call. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe we'll get lucky. I mean, hold on. Real quick before we go into the 911 call, because it looks like I got the 911 call too, but I want to share this. Just look at this woman, okay? Just look at this woman. Here it is. Now, I get it. She's sitting and all that stuff, but you think that this woman, she aging just fine. This looks like a woman who is, I really think overwrought with guilt. That's what I truly think. And I think she has something to do. I truly believe she has something to do with Gary Coleman's passing. I really do. And it could be as simple as her going, whoops, oopsies, or walking around, hey, Gary, oh my gosh. And just sitting there, waiting for a little while. And then she's like, wait a second, I do need to call this in. All right. And calling 911. Let's take a look at this. This is interesting. But see, she don't look 100%, y'all. She really doesn't.
Cameras rolled on this. Gary Coleman's ex-wife taking a lie detector test, delving into the fall that led to his death in 2010.
If Gary's fall, Polygraph's going to show it. You know what I mean by physical, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Pushing him, shoving him, throwing him overboard. Let's do this.
Test is about to begin.
It's all part of the
Bad. Not so great, guys. Let me pull up the 911 call. Okay, let me pull up the 911 call.
911, what's the address to your emergency?
A call for help in the small town of Santa
on.
Here at the
Hold on. Let's see.
I had my husband go make me some food downstairs. He just got home. I heard this big bang. I went downstairs, blood everywhere. I don't know if he's okay.
The time, 12:50 in the afternoon, a week ago Wednesday.
His head is bloody. There's blood all over the floor. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I just heard this bang and I went down there and he's on the floor. Send someone quick because I don't even know if he's like going to be alive because there's a lot of blood on the floor.
Real quick, you hear that, right? You hear that, right? Does it sound like she's really concerned? It's almost like she turned it on later. Is that just me or is it just me? It almost seems like a switch went off and she's like, oh, now I got to start acting like I'm concerned. And you never know. She may just be someone who's super stoic and very to themselves and not very, you know what I mean? When it comes to something tragic, they don't react in a way. But even the way she's talking, it's just kind of like, oh gosh, he's on the floor. I don't know what to do. So can you bring somebody here? There's no real urgency in her voice. That seems weird, right?
Then something odd happens.
Gary, are you okay?
Shannon says she can't help her dying husband because of an aversion to blood.
Can you go to where he is and help him? He's lethargic. I can't really help him. I just can't be here with the blood. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't. And
Wait, what? What? Say what again? Say what again? Make that make sense. Hold up. What? Wait a second. What? Okay. It looks like it went back to normal again. Wait a second. Someone make that make sense. She said, I can't do the blood. I really can't do the blood. Nah, I'm good. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna stand over here. I'm gonna let y'all do it. I'll just wait for y'all to show up because I can't really do the blood. Can't do that red. I'm sorry. I'm right over here. Say what? I'm running that back a little bit, y'all. Say what that again? See, this looks diabolical. Do you see what I'm saying? And even so, even in the article we just read, she says, yeah, there's some things I could have done. Huh? Yeah, there's some things I could have done. Bruh, come on, man.
can't really help him. I just can't be here with the blood. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't. And there's like blood all over and I can't do anything.
Where is he at now?
On the floor in the kitchen. I've just been kind of sick and, you know, I don't want to be traumatized right now.
Is he conscious?
I don't know. No, he was like bubbling at the mouth. I'm gagging. I got blood on myself. I can't deal.
Gary then gets up.
Can you tell him to try and put pressure on the back of his head?
No, we can't. It's like all bloody, and I'm not trying to do. He's not with it. I just don't want him to die. I'm freaking out, like really bad. Don't move. Stay there, okay? You had to put this on your head. Whoa. Keep pressure on this, okay? Hold this. Whoa. He's bloody, like all freaking over.
Tell him he needs to sit down.
You need to sit down. Sit down. Gary, sit down. What's wrong? Look at the floor. Sit down. Oh, sit down.
Oh, man, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That just made me really sad. Listen. I'm gonna say this. I would hope to God that we all have somebody in our lives that would have our back no matter if they have a phobia of something or if they the sight of blood makes them, sick to their stomach because they're more concerned about taking care of you and making sure that you're safe rather than sitting there with their own selfish reasons and saying, I can't help him because it's a pool of red everywhere and it makes me feel sick. Trust me, if I'm sitting there feeling sick to my stomach, I'm going to keep vomiting then. I don't care. That's somebody that I love. That's somebody that I care for. Allegedly, I know that they were exes at the time, but they still live together. So they care enough for each other to live in the same home and under the same roof together. And the fact that you got a woman that's not willing to go and tend to her ex-love because of the fear of blood, like, that's so sad. I don't care. I'd be gagging and puking and all that. I don't care. I'd be like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? I don't care because I'm wanted to make sure people are safe. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. That makes no sense. Instantly. And you never know. Maybe the woman's a little odd, mental health issues, etc., like that. Okay, fine. But at the same time, you're talking about life or death. I can't do that. I can't go over there. I can't even touch that. That seems suspicious as hell. I don't know about you guys, right? Even if you hear about all these countless people that have been doing so many amazing things, defying their own fears of succumbing to water in these floods and all that are going on in Texas and everywhere else in the country. They're doing everything they can to save people they don't even know. They're not sitting there going, oh no, oh, I can't get into the water because, oh no, my kid is over there. Oh no, I can't go over there. What? They're doing they're defying their own fears to try to help somebody or to get their kids or to get their loved ones. This is just red on the floor. There's blood on the floor. And she's going, nope, can't do it. I can't. Nope. You're going to handle it. You got to handle it. That's insane, y'all. Okay? I would hate. Man, that's just terrible, y'all. Like, I would hope everybody would have loved ones that would defy any of their fears to make sure that they're safe. Right? That's what I would hope, that they would run through fire, literally run through fire to make sure that person who's in dire straits is safe. This is somebody who doesn't do that. And he was married to her for a little while, which is insane. Yeah, the 911 call seemed very strange. She did not mind him being gone. She did not. There's no moment where she showed any care or love for this man. Okay? It almost seemed like she found a random person gone in their home. You know what I mean? She's just like, oh my gosh, person's gone. Even so, though, a person gone and you found them in a house, I feel like there still be some sort of some concern. Voice would quiver a little bit. Oh my gosh, I found a dead body. Oh my God. Yeah, we got somebody here. I don't know who he is, but he's gone. I think he's gone. You know what I mean? There's some semblance of concern, urgency, and there's none here. So then when you look at her lie detector test, what does it tell you? You tell me. What does it tell you? Does it show that she's totally innocent? I don't think so. That lie detector test shows that she lied. And there's some information she did not tell. There's information that she did not tell to police or anything for the last 15, 14 years. She's harboring something for sure. That could be a key element on why this man is gone in the first place. And it could be by her own hand. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to see what happens, because I'm sure after that is exposed, I would hope that they reopen the investigation.
PASC You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.